Hey, welcome everybody. It's Liam. I'm a bit sleepy. I just got up. How does it get any better than that? Welcome to the No Problems, Only Possibilities show. And this is number 16. And
Wow.
number 16, how does it get any
Wow.
that better than that? And today, my fabulous guest is a lady that I've known for many years and who's an amazing access facilitator. And her name is Kass Thomas. She's living in Italy. I don't know where she is at the moment. Where are you at the moment, Kass?
I'm in Italy, strangely enough. I know that's weird, right?
Yeah. Once in a blue moon there, I think.
That's what my husband says. Leaving tomorrow. Leaving on a jet plane.
So
Don't know when I'll be back again.
Where are you off to tomorrow?
I'm going to Cologne, Germany, doing a 2-day 7 steps to flawless communication training, and then I'm going to Russia.
Oh.
To Moscow.
So you're rushing about.
Oh, it's minus 20. It's minus 10 degrees Celsius. I don't even want to know what that is in Fahrenheit.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to Turkey I'm doing foundation and body class in Russia, and then I'm going to Turkey for Simone Melissa's COP class. She's doing it on her own.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's Choice of Possibilities. So
Ooh.
That's in line with the name of this show.
It is, isn't it? How does it get any better than that? Now today we're going to be talking about flawless communication, and you actually have a book called, is it 7 Steps to Flawless Communication?
That is correct. I do. I have lots of those books because it's in different languages too.
Oh, cool. Have you got one there? Do you want to flash it up?
What language do you want? Language. Yeah. I've got it here in English.
Wow.
Yeah. It's the smallest book in the whole wide world. Simple, easy, but not stupid. And it's yeah.
Yeah. Hey, believe it or not, I have actually read it. Kass gave me a copy when I was swapping bars with her in Italy, and so I read it when I actually got back to Australia, and it was like it wasn't what I thought it was going to be. So can you tell us a little bit about these seven steps to flawless communication? Because it's really fascinating stuff, and you put it in a way that sort of span my brain around to make me look at something. Well, I thought it was something that it wasn't, and so can you give us some insights on that?
Absolutely, and I hope you could give me some insights on that too, because people come to the classes, or I do a lot of Zooms or free presentations on them, and they, at a certain moment, their head tilts to the side, they get really present, and they look and they were like, wow, I did not think this would be this, right?
Yeah.
There's an amazing jazz song written by Horace Silver, sung by Dee Dee Bridgewater, and it's called Let Me Introduce You to Yourself. And really that explains a lot about the communication that I like to introduce people to, because there's no one that does you like you on the planet. So a lot of times we're trying to find, fit into type A personality things, or we're trying to be a certain way in communication. And the first thing ever is to really connect with you and recognize the uniqueness of your brand of magic, and that people don't have to like you. People don't have to love you. People don't have to hate you. You are just being you, right? So let me introduce you to yourself is more like get in touch with who you are, get in touch with what your vibration is, and look at the world through the eyes of that. And I don't think that many of us have had that opportunity in our lives, because, from when we started to crawl, no, you don't crawl over it. No, don't touch that. No, don't do that. No, this is the way you eat. This is the way you hold your fork. So if you, right, as Dane here says, Dr. Dane here, were really being you, in what way would you approach communication with people? So the first phase of that is really connecting with you, who you are, as simple as touching your pulse or your heart and feeling what your rhythm is, what your vibration is, right? and recognizing that that is the magic that you are. Your connection with the universe, with the earth, everything is really starts with your heartbeat, with your, yeah.
I've got to jump in there, Cass, because it's funny because I often get this like arrhythmia in my heartbeat, and in the past I used to go to the wrongness of it so much, but more lately I've been in a lot more allowance of it, and that's exactly the way that I show up in the world. You know, like I've got this rhythm, and then all of a sudden I go
in, in fits and starts, right? Exactly. Yeah. And how much is so? Yeah. And you know that first step is show me the magic, right? And it's really a trick, because when you ask to see the magic, what shows up is the magic that you are. You see, you hear the birds, you see the trees, whatever that magic is the way you've opened up to receiving you and everything around you, right? And so when you're willing to receive you and the way you see the world, then it's not about others getting you or not, right? It's about you interacting with the world and how that is for you, right? And when you start with that, even that heartbeat, right? You will know that's step two. Listen to your body. Your body will let you know when you're off beat, when you're not, when you're off beat, when something has rocked your world, you know, and it's like, whoa, it could be something exciting. It could be something, you know, scary. It could be something sad. It could be, you know, you're like you said, a bad hair day. So what is that about? So getting back to you is always going to be the first part in communicating flawlessly with anyone else or anything and everything around you. Yeah. So and then disconnecting with play. You know, in the class I play with a lot of tools. One of them is disconnecting from who you're not. Step 3 and 4, which is about lowering our barriers. You know, you ever notice? I mean, just the other day, you know, uh, I used to think, oh, we have to start off perfectly, otherwise, how could we talk to anybody else about how they can be? You know, we're perfectly us. You know, that's what we are. So something gets your goat. You know, somebody says something to you, and you're like, ah, right? And so, what if you, aware of that, choose? Okay, do I want to be or do I want to lower my barriers? When we talk about flawless communication, those barriers aren't you. They're just something that has been constructed around you to defend you. From what? From whom? Right? And so when you have those barriers up, it's not really you that people are communicating with. It's the barriers, right? And it depends on how many flowers you've put on the barriers or what kind of bricks you've used or how strong it is. You know, everybody's got their own little design for their own barriers, right?
Yeah.
What if we could just lower our barriers? Lower our barriers. Right? What does that do to our communication? What does that do to and for the people around us? Yeah, I see Maria Laura is doing it. It's cool. Yeah. Yeah. What does that do also to the people around us? People don't have anything to attach judgments to when you have your barriers lowered, right? So
Yeah.
you detaching from those barriers, people might, ah, ruff, ruff, and then you're like, hmm. And they're like, ruff, hmm, roof. Hmm. Okay, let's talk. You know, because it's like if they roof and you roof and you roof and you roof and you've got this, you know, constant back and forth and seeing who's stronger and seeing who can defend better and who's got the quickest, snappiest response and who can make whom feel worse faster, right? Is that really what you want to do? Is that how you would like to spend your creative energy? Really holding up those barriers and defending something that's not you. You don't need to defend you, right? And also, I play a lot with veils. This fourth step is about going beyond the veil. You know, because you could sit there. Yes, I am. I have written that book On communication, I've studied communication all my life, darling. I've also written several chapters in other books about different things. And yes, and I'm from Boston originally. It's a town of intellectuals. And yes, gone to university and worked a lot in communication. So therefore, that's one veil. But you could be like the silly, hey, yes, I'm from the States and I just love, communicating with people, and I'm so excited about communicating with people, and it's just what I do, and I don't know, it's just that, this sort of silly, you can be really sexy. I think to you to people and like let them know who you are and what you want to do in life. So what are the veils that we play behind, and it's fun. I have fun with it all the time. The deal is when you don't know the difference between who you are, who you really are, and which veil you're hiding behind. A lot of people at a certain point in their life recognize that, okay, something else is possible in communication, right? And they start looking for those missing pieces, and they might even get to the point where they get that the missing piece is them, but they don't have any idea where to find them because they've been hiding behind those veils for so long, So the veils are sort of things we put on. The barriers are things we construct. I don't want that energy, and I don't want negative energy, and oh no, under the full moon energy, and they're like specific, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so disconnecting from that and recognizing the difference between you and that, connecting with you, and then you start being able to play with energies, with communication, with people, with molecules, with changing things. So that's really cool. And that's 5 and 6 is about playing with the molecules and changing the energy in any communication. And step 7 is connecting with the earth, because it's so easy to be communicating with the stars and the energies all around and being connected with the universe. But we do live on planet Earth, you know what I'm saying? So it's pretty cool to be connected with the Earth, so that all that magnitude of connection you have with the planet and the universe is, so you can utilize that here to communicate with people. Because I don't know if you notice, everywhere you look, sort of there's the Earth, right? And the people walking around on the planet could really use you and your brand of magic, authentically showing up as you. And together we can actually invite, a level of kindness that has not been diffused here. The lies and the politicians and the business and the concentration on, the material aspect of life, all of that is cool, right? But who we are, to me, what I know is who we are is kindness and love. And what if we were communicating that at such a volume, just by being willing to be that were the dominant influence on the planet. So I hope I've answered your question, darling.
Yeah, that was awesome. I do have some questions, actually.
Good.
One about the veils, they're not a wrongness and you can use them. Is that correct? Or did I mishear what you said?
No, absolutely you can use them. You can absolutely use them, but recognizing that they're not you.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So that you can choose the one that works best in a given situation at a given moment. And of course, what my desire is that once you have made someone comfortable, because sometimes, I speak in front of audiences, and they're audiences, with, degrees in psychology and medicine and this and that. And if you don't come out there with, your veil of, yes, I've got, degrees in that, they're not even listening to you. Mm-hmm. So then they're like, oh, they get comfortable once you have the veil that they have judged as, legitimate. And then slowly you take away that veil and show them you. And they don't even notice that it's gone because they've already got what they need,
Oh, I love you. You're so evil.
Yeah, and we're everything, aren't we? So are you willing? I mean, that's the thing of it. It's called flawless communication because it's like people, are you willing to do whatever it takes to get the communication flowing? You
Mm-hmm.
know, you ever see people there? No, no, she won't talk to me and I won't talk to her, and that's that. Well, would you be willing to do what it takes to get the communication flowing again? And because it's all about you. It's like, are you happy? Is that really making your life happy having that situation? So what is it that would make you happy, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
And have it flow.
And because I've got you hook, line, and sinker right now in my hand, I've got another question. Like for all my life, when I was a kid, my mum would say, I just don't understand what you're talking about, Liam." And so I learned to try and get people to understand what I was talking about. And then I would, that sort of didn't work because nobody seems to understand what I talk about. So
I think you're actually quite brilliant at that. So is that the truth, or is that just, but this is about me, not about you, but but I think you're actually quite brilliant and articulate at that, darling. So anyway, keep going.
yeah. So, I'm going to expand on that because what I've been noticing in my own classes is that people are going to the wrongness of them when people don't get them, and how does that work in with flawless communication? I know that you started going towards that in one of the steps. Can you give us a little bit more like expansion?
Absolutely, absolutely. So usually when people are not getting you, there's somewhere you've left you and gone into something that you're not, tried to go into their world, right? So coming back to center where you are gives you a clarity. And also this, so that's step one. And step two, connecting with who you are, right? Disconnecting from who you're not. But this engaging the universe, which is step five, is about being willing to talk to and receive information from. Now, this is going to sound weird up front. Every molecule in the universe, right? So you can actually ask the energy, what is it that's required so that they get what I'm trying to communicate? And most of the time, Liam, people are not present with you. And
Mm-hmm.
this is what the 7 steps is about. It's about getting people present enough with you being present enough with yourself, first of all, right? With you, not yourself, you, and getting people present with you. They're so rare that you have someone present with you. It's almost like, whoa, hey, there's something different about him. There's something different about her. Yeah, she's there. She's present, right? So you get them in that moment and you have a clear channel of communication. And you can ask, we get these great tools from Access, ask, what is it that this person can hear? What is it that I need to say that matches energetically with what they can hear? You know, and it may be 1/10 of what you want to communicate to them verbally, but that other 9/10 you can communicate energetically. And that's that engaging the universe, doing those energy flows, pulling from behind them, through them, right? That Access, creating energy flows, which we play with a lot in the book. Some great tools for that, but also in the class, getting you to notice when you shut down, because when someone says they don't understand you, you immediately go into panic. You go into the wrongness of you, like you say. You disconnect from you. Take a deep breath, count to 10, expand your zone, step 6, and your zone, when it's expanded, includes them, right? And then you approach the conversation again. Try it. There's really simple steps, and there's exercises in the book that you can do if you're feeling frisky and you're interested in hearing that some more, that you can do to sharpen your communication skills. And then there's like a milestone section where you can note, hey, you know what? I tried this step, and usually when I go to this person, they don't understand a thing I say. And you know what? They got me, and they smiled, and we engaged in conversation. And that's what it's about, engaging in a dialogue, right? Most of us have a one-way thing going. We're either talking or someone's talking at us. but we're not really engaged in a dialogue where one-way conversation is a monologue. And that's not what is going to create more ease for you and more fun for you and more fun for you.
And
Did I
more ease
mention
on the
fun?
planet, huh?
Did I mention fun?
Oh, fun. What is that?
Fun. I know. It's never enough, NUF. It's not enough. It's not enough. It's fun, FUN. Yeah. Yeah. Fun is when you're excited about being alive, you know, and when you're communicating not just with people, with everything around you. I tell this story about me going outside to connect with the earth, right, in my garden. So you've been here. I don't know
Oh,
if you met the dogs back in the back.
no, I haven't met the dogs, but oh my God, what a beautiful garden.
Yeah. Oh, there's in the backyard. There's these two dogs, right? Now they're not my dogs, but the universe has sent them in a garden close enough so that I say hello to them every day. So I'm outside, you know, doing, not being, doing that connecting with earth thing, looking at the trees. Hello, tree. What contribution can I be to you today? Hello, earth. What contribution can I be to you today? And I turn around and I see the doggies. And the doggies are looking at me like, really? Really? What contribution can you be, honey? Looks like you need a little contribution. And as barriers went just right down, and this receiving occurred, you know, that gave me a whole new awareness and my body about receiving. And they got it, and they were like, okay, you know how doggies then go away, you know? And they're usually barking like crazy. They looked at me, and I got it, right? So it's not just about communicating with people, it's about communicating with our, in fact, the sixth step is expand your zone and communicate with your furry and invisible friends, the animals. And also the all the molecules and the energies and the, you know, light beings and the, you know, that want to communicate. Last time I saw you, Liam, we were in the lovely forest area, communicating with the trees, talking to the trees and getting information. It was awesome.
Yes.
Yeah.
You mean you can add that to talking to entities as well?
Oh,
And
yeah.
spirits.
Yeah.
That was a beautiful, beautiful evening. Yeah.
Yeah, it was. Thank you. Yeah.
Awesome. So, Kass, we know you're going where you're going around the world. You've got Russia and Turkey and all sorts of places. How can people connect with you if they want to come to a class or get
Yeah,
a book?
that's a good question. And what would it take to be more findable? Because people have said to me, you know, I've been looking for your classes. I haven't found them. I'm like, okay, I'm working on that. So anyway, it's my website's kassthomas.com, and under events, that's where my events are. And I'm on Facebook, The Art of Being Kass. So please go on and like the page, please. And also, I've got a channel on YouTube, Being Kass. You can find me on Instagram, The Art of Being Kass. And yeah, and online, most of my stuff is available online. I'm usually doing a couple of free Zooms and calls and stuff a month. And most of my classes, the 7 Steps classes too, I've got one on Saturday and Sunday in Cologne, and the Saturday is available online. And I've got a evening class that's a lot of fun. It's about developing projects and taking them to the next phase, called Dancing with Riches, and that's on Friday night, tomorrow night, from Cologne also. So
cool.
And those are available online. Yeah, you'll find them everywhere. Yeah.
Woo-hoo.
Yes. Thank you for your lovely comments, everyone. In the yeah. Is your book on Audible? That's what someone was asking. Getting people present with you. Do you mean in recorded copy? Only in German, believe it or not. And everyone tells me, oh, I love your voice. And of course, would I record it? Of course, in the future. I haven't done it yet, but it isn't. It's only in German Audible at the moment.
I didn't know you spoke German.
Yeah, ich spreche nicht Deutsch. It's a lovely, sexy guy who recorded it in German. Sexy voice, yeah, actor who
Sure.
recorded it into German.
Well,
Yeah,
awesome. Cass, you'll be pleased to know that my little book, Curing the Incurable, has just been translated into Italian.
I know. Finally, I'm the big fan of that book.
Yeah. Bianca, the amazing Bianca, has just sent me the final files. I'm just so excited because it's like, wow, that book has been wanting to be in Italian for like about 8 years, and
Yeah,
part of that is that like that flawless communication when you're willing to lower your barriers and receive, and it doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to show up the way you think it's going to show up or when it's going to show up. It's like your audio book. I know it will show up. In fact, maybe if we all asked you for the audio book, maybe it would show up quicker than we could possibly imagine.
exactly. What would it take? What would it take?
Yeah.
Yes. The ebook is out, and that's on my website too, in different languages. I see Renata is on. Ciao, Renata, buon dia. And yeah, it's in different languages, but the audio I should definitely do more of that. And how loud can we be? How audible can we be about flawless communication? And about communicating and being willing to receive from everything and everyone around us. Yeah. And it is all about us. It starts with you. People think it's egotistical, right? To concentrate on themselves. But just think about trying to feed the world or quench the thirst of the world with a glass of water that's half empty. Please allow your cup to be full, overflowing, so that you have such an excess of fresh supply to gift to people always, right? And that will be more of a contribution than trying to give them your last drop. So they even say that on the planes. Put your mask on first before trying to assist others, right? Yeah, get your groove on. Yeah,
Cool.
for sure.
Well, thank you so much, Cass. It's been great. And, like right at the beginning, I'm sure we all had a point of view about what flawless communication was. And listening to you, what I've gotten from that is like it's totally 180 degrees and so much more about being who you be. And like you say, being the full cup of water and being fresh, an endless supply of you. And what would that create on the planet if we all were choosing that 24/7?
Yeah, and recognizing our unique brand of magic and being willing to share that,
Cool.
Yeah, cool.
Well, you're unique. Thank you for your uniqueness. We're going to finish up there. So please connect with Cass because she is, I'm going to say it, fucking amazing.
Thank you.
Awesome. Thanks, guys.
Awesome.
We'll see you.
Thank you.
I might skip next week because I haven't got anybody for next week and I'm flying to New Zealand and all that sort of stuff. So we'll be back in 2 weeks' time with the amazing Monica from America, and she's a Talk to the Entities facilitator, and we'll be having a chat about nature spirits. And maybe we'll be using some flawless communication with that as well.
That would be awesome. And nature spirits is I recommend it to anyone because it was just, can I just say this about you, Liam? Can I say something about you? Yeah.
Yeah.
This nature, we walked and talked and communicated with the trees and got information from the trees. And there was such a space that you created in this that everyone got something different from this tree. And there's such a space that Liam created where I was like, I'm not getting that at all, guys. This is what I'm getting. And together, we actually came to a new awareness about what the tree was communicating, whether it was trying to help the other trees, or it was, if it was sick, the tree itself, or if it was actually trying to take the sickness out of other trees. So it's just yeah, really opened me up to a lot, and I really thank you for that.
Thank you. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, you're amazing too. And I'm just so grateful for you.
Thank
And
you, babe.
everybody on the show.
Cool. I hope to
Yeah.
see you soon somewhere in the world.
Yeah, I'll bump into you somewhere.
Okay.
Okay.
Ciao. Thank you guys for listening. Thank you.
Ciao,
Thank
everybody.
you, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.